These kids got trapped in tight spaces. In 2019, 5-year-old Nicholas Wanes climbed into a cooler and got trapped inside.
So we just returned from a day on the boat. We left the cooler outside to dry, and my wife and I were inside putting things away.
As it's playing tricks.
The trick backfired when Nicholas hit the latch, shutting the airtight lid.
We heard this muffled scream, and we had no idea where it was coming from. We ran outside. I'm looking over behind the barbecue, I'm looking around the pool, I'm looking around the couches, and then we're standing here and you still hear it. Rob opens the cooler, I grab Nicholas, he's just terrified and he just grabs onto me so tight, and it was just really traumatizing for all of us.
When it got locked, I was scared. Like I got locked in there forever.
When he lowered the cooler, it was sitting on top like this. His little fingers pushed the latch out. Now the cooler is locked. We hope that there are some changes to the latches on the coolers.
Never do that again.
In 2020, this mom had the shock of her life when her toddler alerted her that something was wrong with his brother.
My toddler came in, ran up to me and said, "Baby in." And I said, "Baby in where?" And at that point, I was in a panic.
Sadie Reedy had stepped away from her 2 sons to wash dishes.
My oldest son proceeded to point to the vent. It took me like 10 seconds to realize this awful thing is happening to me. There's no way my baby's in a vent.
10-month-old Colson fell 8 feet down the vent after the 3-year-old had pulled off the grate.
Police and fire dispatch. I have a caller. She is reporting that her 10-month-old baby is stuck in a vent.
Hang on, baby!
The baby was too far down the vent, so rescuers used a crawl space.
And here it is, the tiniest of crawl spaces.
An officer crawled in and pushed the baby back up the vent. Colson was dirty and looked confused, but was uninjured.
Do you remember me? Do you remember Mike? Huh?
Afterward, Mom screwed down the grate. In 2023, this 2-year-old also got stuck in an air vent.
I'm like, oh my word, her body has gotten cut in half.
Katie Burke put her twins down for a nap. She found McLean's head and arms poking out of the floor. Her sister Waylon was next to her.
Waylon's pointing at her saying, "Stuck, stuck," and McLean's in the vent saying, "Stuck." And so I just lifted her right out. She came right out. Thankfully, no cuts or scrapes or bruises or anything like that.
Also in 2023, firefighters came to the rescue of this kid who got himself in a place he couldn't come back from, at least not on his own. The 3-year-old reportedly stuck his head between the railings of a balcony. His saviors used some scary-sounding tools to free him. Hopefully he learned his lesson. In another incident from 2023, a little girl was saved from a safe. Firefighters cut open the lock to rescue the child, who got stuck inside at a sporting goods store. The Wilmington, North Carolina Fire Department told WYFF-TV that the girl's sister accidentally locked her in. In 2016, a 5-year-old boy got his head stuck in a drain pipe. The kid was attending a wedding with his parents in China when he became fascinated with the pipe. The boy's parents didn't know what happened until they heard him crying. Firefighters were called in to help get the boy's head out. For Inside Edition Digital, I'm Andrea Swindall.